Good day. This is Visual Lesson 3.2 about the topic Joint Variation. The learning competency, the learner translates into a variation statement a relationship between two quantities given by a table of values, a mathematical equation, graph, and vice versa. In joint variation, if we let x, y, and z denote two or more quantities, the statement y varies jointly as x and z, y is directly proportional to product of x and z, may be translated mathematically as y equals kxz, where x, y, and z are the three variables involved, y is the dependent variable, and xz are the independent variables, and k is the constant of variation. Kung papansinin niyo, ang joint variation ay para siyang direct variation. Pero, ang pinagkaiba nila, sa joint variation ay maraming quantities. Hindi lang between two quantities, kundi between more quantities. Kung sa direct variation, meron lang tayong y equals kx. Sa joint variation, pwede itong maging y equals kxz or pwedeng maging y equals kxwz. Depende sa mga given na quantities. At of course, kailangan pa rin natin ng constant of joint variation, which is k. So how to get the constant? So using k equals y over xz. So remember, y is the dependent, nasa taas lagi ang dependent variable, at i-divide natin ito sa product ng dalawang independent variable because it represents the ratio between one variable and the product of other variables. So just remember lang na yung product na yan ay product ng independent variables. So let's try this. Let's translate the variation statement to mathematical equation. So in the given, we have z varies jointly as x and y. So take note that z is the dependent variable that vary to the two independent variables x and y. Ang joint variation ay katulad ng direct variation kung saan minumultiply natin yung constant sa dalawang independent variables. So we have now z equals to kxy. Another example, the volume of a cone varies jointly as its altitude and the square of its radius. So take note that the volume is denoted by the variable v, altitude denoted by h, and the radius is r. At pakitake note itong statement na to, square of its radius. So dapat ang ating r ay naka-square kapag atin siyang sinulat into mathematical equation. This one, we have v equals k h r squared. Okay, so let's have another example. Area of a triangle varies jointly as the length of the base and the height. So the area is denoted by the variable a, the length of the base is denoted by variable b, and the height is denoted by variable h. So let's translate it into mathematical equation. So we have a equals to kbh. Another example is kinetic energy of a moving object is jointly proportional to the mass of the object and the square of velocity. That is, E is equals to kmv squared. So remember, bakit naging v squared to? Because in this statement, the square of the velocity. So let's go to illustrative example number 1. In this table, it shows the measurements of the area, base, and height of a triangle. So these are the datas. So we need to determine now the table of values if it represents joint variation. So let's calculate the ratio. We have A over BH. Remember, in joint variation, the dependent variable ay nasa taas at yung independent variables, kukunin niya yung product. Siya naman yung nasa denominator. So let's compute. So yung una muna, we have 1 over 2 times 1 and that is 1/2. Next naman, we have 6 divided by 4 times 3, that is 6 over 12, and that is also 1/2. Another, 15 divided by 6 times 5, that is 15 over 30, and that is also 1/2. Next, we have 28 divided by 8 times 7, and that is 28 divided by 56, and that is also 1/2. And next, we have 45 divided by 10 times 9, and that is 45 over 90, and that is also 1/2. So the ratios across all rows of the given table are all equal to 1/2. Therefore, it satisfies the joint variation. So here is the variation statement. So A varies jointly as B and H. Take note that A is the area, B is the length of the base, and H is the height of the triangle. So by translating it into mathematical equation, we have A equals K, B, H. Now, let's find the equation of variation. So alam na natin, since the constant that we get is 1/2, of course, the equation of variation is A equals to 1/2 BH. Then using this equation of variation, we need to find the area of a triangle if its base is 14 cm and height is 20 cm. So A is equals to 1/2. BH natin, ang B natin ay 14, ang H natin ay 20. Multiply natin. So, that is 1/2 times 280. Ang kalahati niya ay 140. So, therefore, the area of a triangle is 140 square centimeter if its base is 14 cm and its height is 20 cm. Next, find the base of a triangle if its area is 18 square centimeter and height is 18 centimeters. Using the equation of variation na nakuha natin kanina, ay isa-substitute lang natin yung 18 na area, which is this one, at yung height na 8 centimeter doon, tapos matitira yung ating base na B. Now, we know that 1/2 of 8 is 4. So, we have 4B. 4B, so that is 18 equals to 4B. Now, to get the value of B, let's eliminate 4 by dividing both sides by 4. Cancel 4. So, matitira na lang ay B. Then, 18 divided by 4 ay hindi exact ang makukuha natin. So, ilo-lowest term natin siya. Since 18 and 4 are both divisible by 2, therefore, the value of B is 9 over 2. Or, pwede nating sabihin na that is 4.5. So, therefore, if the area of a triangle is 18 square centimeter and its height is 8 cm, the base is 4.5 centimeter. Next, how about this one? Find the height of a triangle if its area is 66 square centimeter and the base is 11 centimeter. So again, using the equation of variation, let's substitute 66 to the area here and then yung base natin na 11 dito. Now, observe here, if you multiply 1/2 by 11, wala tayong makukuha ang exact na sagot. So, gamitin natin yung pag-eliminate ng denominator kung saan yung denominator minumultiply doon sa kabilang side of the equation. So, 66 times 2. And then, 1 times 11 times h. Okay, so we have 132 equals to 11h. Then, divide both sides by 11 to get the value of h. So, cancel out natin ng 11 na yan. So, meron na lang tayong h, and 132 divided by 11, that is 12. Therefore, if the area of a triangle is 66 square centimeter, its base is 11 centimeter, then the height is 12 centimeter. Now, let's show the graph of this problem. So, usually kasi, kapag nagpa-plot tayo ng graph, dapat dalawang variable lang. Eh, dito, meron tayong tatlo. So, just remember that plotting joint variation in plane, it involves fixing one of the independent variables at a specific value, then plotting the resulting dependent variable against the other independent variable. So, dito, base ang napili ko na i-graph. So, ito yung ating plane. Ito yung base na finix ko yung value dito sa ating graph, at ito yung area. So, ngayon, ang ipa-plot muna natin ay yung base at saka yung height. So, we have 2, 1. Yan. We have 4, 3, 6, 5, 8, 7, and 10, 9. Okay? So, ganyan siya. So, straight line siya. Pag yung base at saka yung height. Yung base natin at saka yung area. Ito naman yung gagamitin natin. So, we have 2, 1. Then, we have 4, 6. Then, we have 6, 15. We have 8, 28, and we have 1045. So take a look of the graph of the base and the area. So siya ay pa-curve pa din. So sa joint variation, dalawa sila. Review natin. Ang ginawa ko, finix ko yung base at siya yung ginamit ko against the height and against the area. Kaya naging dalawa yung graph dito. Clear? Alright. So let's proceed to illustrative example number 2. So this time, the first thing we need to do is to translate the variation statement. So ano nga ba yung variation statement natin? That is Z varies joint T as X and Y. In mathematical equation, that is Z equals KXY. The next step is to identify the constant of variation. Of course, to get the constant of variation, dapat may value tayo ng Z, X, at saka Y. Ito yon. So we have Z equals to 12 when X is negative 6 and Y is 4. So, substitute lang natin. Then, negative 6 times 4, that is negative 24. Then, to get the value of K, we need to divide both sides by negative 24. So, cancel out. K na lang ang natira. And that is 12 over 24. Mababa na naman ang nasa numerator. So, hindi natin sila pwedeng ipag-divide. Ang gagawin lang natin ay i-lowest term. So, since 12 and 24 are divisible by 12, so getting the quotient 12 divided by 12 is 1. 24 divided by 12 is 2. That is 1 half. Take note of the sign of 24. That is negative. Kaya ang K natin ay negative 1 half. So the equation of variation, of course, dahil negative 1 half yan, that is Z equals to negative 1 half XY. Now, ano yung unknown na pinapahanap? Sabi dito, hanapin daw yung Z. Binigay naman niya yung value ng X at saka Y, which is 4 and negative 10. Yan ang isa-substitute natin dito sa ating equation of variation. So we have now Z equals to negative 1 half times 4 times negative 10. So 4 times negative 10, that is negative 40, and multiply it by negative 1 half, kalahati ng 40, that is 20, negative, multiplied by negative, that is positive. So the answer is 20. Therefore, in this problem, Z is 20 when X is 4 and Y is negative 10. Another example, so again, step 1, we need to translate the variation statement. A varies jointly as B and the square of C. Take note of the word square of C. So, dapat ito ay merong exponent na 2. So, this is A equals KBC squared. Then, find the constant of variation using this. A is 54 when B is 3 and C is 3. So, substitute lang tayo. Maging ganyan na siya. Then, since C squared ito, so may square dapat dito. So, kunin muna natin yung squared niyan. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, then 3 times 9, that is 27. Then, divide both sides by 27. Cancel out na natin itong 27 na to. K na lang ang natira. And 54 divided by 27 is 2. Yan. So, that is our constant of variation. And the equation of variation from here, papalitan lang natin ang value ng K. So, that is A equals to 2BC squared. Now, let's find the unknown. Ano ba yung pinapahanap? Sabi dito, and sabi dito, what would be the value of A when B is 2 and C is 5? So, A is equals to 2. Ito yung constant natin. Yung 2, yung B, and then yung C natin yung 5. So, square muna natin yung 5. That is 25. And then, multiply natin yan. Ang sagot ay 100. Therefore, in this problem, A is 100 when B is 2 and C is 5. Next example. The table shows the measurements of the area, length, and width of a rectangle. The mathematical equation is A equals KLW. So, let's identify first the constant. Pili lang tayo dito sa table. So, ang napili ko ay 4, 3, 12 para hindi ganun kalaki. So, from here, ang ating area ay 12, ang ating length ay 4, ang ating width ay 3. Multiply 4 by 3, that is 12. Then, kailangan natin makuha yung value. So, we need to eliminate 12. So, divide natin both sides by 12. Cancel out na siya. So, K na lang ang natira. At ang 12 divided by 12 ay 1. Therefore, the constant of variation is 1. And the equation of variation, of course, A equals to LW. Ngayon, bakit wala ng 1 dito? Matik yan, di ba? Na ang 1 dito ay invisible, pero merong 1 pa rin dyan. So, pwede nyo naman lagyan ng 1, pero pwede rin hindi na. Okay? So, next. Ito yung tanong. What happens to the area of a rectangle when the length is doubled and the width remains constant? Ang sabi niya, itong length natin, ito yung gamitin nating example, itong 4, 3, 12. Itong length natin magiging 8 kasi dodoblehin daw. Pero mananatiling 3 siya. Ano daw kaya ang magiging area niya? Sabi sa table, ang kanyang area ay magiging 24. So, let's verify. Yan. So, at from the equation of variation, 1 ang ating constant. So, this is BH. That is 24. So, tama naman. Ngayon, pansinin nyo anong nangyari sa area ng rectangle. Siya ay nadoble. Yan. When the length is doubled and the width remains constant, the area also double. Kapag isang independent variable lang ang gumalaw at yung isang independent variable ay nanatili siyang ganun lang ang value niya, sumusunod lang yung dependent variable natin doon sa nag-change na independent. So, nagdoble yung independent, magdodoble din siya. Next question. What happens to the area of a rectangle when the width is tripled and the length remains constant? Ngayon naman, yung width naman ngayon natin yung na-triple. I-multiply natin ito sa 3 kasi nga triple. And then mananatiling 4 pa din yung length natin. So sabi sa table, kapag naging 9 daw ang width at 4 pa rin ang length, ang area daw ng rectangle ay magiging 36. So let's verify first. So we have A equals to 1 times 4 times 9, that is 36. So pansinin nyo ngayon ulit. From 12, naging 36. So, ang area ay also triple when the width is tripled and the length remains constant. Paano naman kung yung dalawang independent variable ay parehas na nag-change? So, sabi dito sa question, what happens to the area of a rectangle if the length and the width are both doubled? So, yung length, madodoble, magiging 8. Yung width, madodoble, magiging 6. Ano kaya ang area? So, sabi sa table, magiging 48 daw siya. So, verify muna natin kung tama ba. So, 1 times 8 times 6, that is 48. So, tama. Pansinin nyo ngayon yung area. So, from 12, naging 48. Nung dinoble yung length at saka width. So, when the length and the width are both doubled, the area of a rectangle become 4 times bigger. Tama. Pag minultiply mo yung 12 sa 4, 48 ang sagot. Did you understand our lesson? Thank you. Study hard.